Previously on Town Hall 11 Free to Play, we looked at 4 cheap armies that you can use to fill up your resources fast. Today, let's get into the League shop and discuss the most valuable magic item for Town Hall 11. One of my biggest challenges throughout this entire real-time Clash of Clans walkthrough is making efficient, sound decisions when it comes to my builder upgrades as well as my laboratory upgrades, and trying to accomplish my goals early on. That way I can move throughout the series efficiently. So right now I really want to get my army camps upgraded as soon as possible. That way I can use Electro Dragon armies or Witch armies or using the hybrid. The hybrid is actually #1 on my list because it's one of the most used armies right this second, and it's actually one of the closest armies that I can get unlocked right this moment. What's going on, guys? My name is Joe and welcome back for episode 8 of the Town Hall 11 Free to Play series. Today's episode we're going to be talking about the most valued magic item in the League shop for me. My goals are different than yours. If you're following along, then you'll start to understand what my direction is, but if you're not following along, you're going to be questioning things along the way and really kind of having some self-doubt, and that's not necessarily what we want you to do. One of the biggest differences between myself and you is that I am actually planning out my upgrades as well as my laboratory upgrades, and I will show you that plan later on in this video. But before we get into that, you're going to notice that our Grand Warden is back yet again, and that builder is sitting there idle. This is actually bad because we're losing out on time right now, and we cannot afford to lose any more time. So I need to go ahead and spend some of this gold off while I still have a builder available. So I'm going to dump it into my walls. That way I can put that Grand Warden back down for upgrade to level 5, which ultimately unlocks his Eternal Tome ability at 4 million elixirs. So that's going to drop our elixir as well. And that puts him back down for another couple of days. And we'll talk about that later on in this episode as well. So let's go ahead and get into our League shop. And right now, Clan War Leagues just finished yesterday. So we have exactly 1 month until the next Clan War League starts, and so we need to really plan ahead when it comes to the next couple of weeks, whether it's our builder upgrades or our laboratory upgrades. Now there's an amazing assortment here when it comes to the items that are available in the League shop, and depending on where you are in your upgrade process, whether you're Town Hall 10 or you're Town Hall 11, some of these items might look a little bit better to you than they do to me. Now for me, I look at these items and I also need to reference an outside source in the Clash Ninja website to show how much time is available for my builder upgrades or my laboratory upgrades, and the laboratory outweighs the builders by almost 7 months in itself. I mean, we're talking 6 to 7 months when it comes to builder upgrades for the heroes, to include those defenses or those walls. When we look at the laboratory, we're talking about 13 months in the laboratory. So that pretty much zones me in on select items when it comes to these laboratory or these League shop items. Research Potion looks really good for a day off on those short-term upgrades, and these might be very valuable to you, and you can stack them up and get about 10 or 12 of them, but that's only like 10 or 12 days off when you can use a hammer. So I'm going to say that I value the hammers a lot more than I do the potions. This is just my personal thing because I can use a hammer without the use of resources or without the use of waiting on something in the laboratory. I can swing that hammer, get it over with, and ideally I'm looking at like the healer or the miner or the hog rider to complete my goal when it comes to that hybrid army. The builder's potions, they look amazing, right? They take time off of the builder upgrades. This seems like a really good option for Town Hall 11 because a lot of our upgrades are incredibly lengthy, but again, that costs about 30 metals and it takes away from my hammers yet again. And last but not least, I did take into consideration the Hammer of Heroes. It seems like a legitimate purchase, correct? I mean, a 7-day upgrade, you could swing a hammer and be done with at least 1 level on that Archer Queen. I mean, it seems like a good idea, but at the same time, we have to think about this for a moment. We're trying to take time off of our laboratory, get some of those laboratory upgrades completed, and at 165 metals, that's a little bit much. I can only get 1 of those in this season, and we have to wait every 30 days for another Clan War Leagues to come around to get more medals. So we have to try to value what's more important here. 1 level on an Archer Queen or 1 major item in the laboratory to take a lot of time off of that laboratory upgrade. So I'm going to say that I value the Hammer of Fighting and the Hammer of Spells a lot more than anything else here. And with that being said, I'm going to make 1 purchase of a Hammer of Fighting right now. I'm going to lose out on 120 metals, but this will be used on my healers in the next day or so, because when we get into the laboratory, I still got 2 days and 8 hours on this barbarian, and then I'm gonna swing the hammer on the healer. Now, some of you might be questioning this logic. Why use a hammer on a healer when you're not gonna have your archer queen? She's gonna be upgrading. Well, you're right to a degree. You're thinking in the right now. I'm thinking long picture. I'm thinking within my plan. So I plan to have my archer queen back for the Clan War Leagues. That way I can use my entire army. I want my Barb King and I want my archer queen, as well as the full army that I can have, whether it's going to be miners or hog riders or whatever I'm using at that time. But when we look at this healer, that's 9.5 million elixir that I can save for an army camp upgrade, as well as 14 days off in the laboratory that can be going towards a miner upgrade next. So this is where it leads us directly into our plan, but I'm going to jump back into that league shop and show you why I also value this purchase. It leaves me 126 medals. That way I can purchase another hammer of fighting at the end of this cooldown and use on another troop in my laboratory. So this is why I value the hammers over everything else right now in my current stage of this town hall level, because it's going to take major time off of the laboratory upgrades and hopefully shorten however long we're at town hall 11. Now, this is that part of the video where we're going to take a look at the overall plan for the next month, and this is where it all links together. The upgrade priority guide, the laboratory guide, whether you should get the super troops or not, as well as that video that I showed you yesterday in the very cheap armies to get that loot very, very fast. Let's jump over to the Clash Ninja website. This is linked down in the description below if you would like to track your own bases, and you will see that we have the Joe V6 account on the screen. Everything's currently active. We have builders all busy, as well as the builders hall side. So let's jump into the home tab here for the town hall, and let's go to that one stat screen that I was talking about a moment ago. Over here on the far right side of the screen, it shows you builder time, and it says a total of 35 months at town hall 11. 7 months for 5 builders and 5 months for 6 builders. 13 months in the laboratory. Oh my gosh, that's crazy, right? But I want to accomplish some goals prior to the Clan War League. So let's go ahead and jump into our laboratory, and you can plan out this entire thing if you'd like. This is up to you. We're going to take a look at a 1 month out approach. We're trying to prep up for the Clan War Leagues. That way we can try to help our clans be successful in the next Clan War Leagues. We'll see how that works out, because mismatches happen. There's really nothing we can do about that. But being prepared is always a good thing. So this is my plan for my laboratory upgrades. We got the Barbarian level 8 in there right now for 2 days. I did remove the Archer. I will postpone the Archer for a few weeks to get these miners done, as well as the Healer. So you'll see the Healer's an instant upgrade with the Hammer. Then we have Miner level 4 to back that up for exactly 8 days. That gives me time to claim the next Hammer that I need to purchase, and that will go towards the Hog Rider because it's the same amount of time as the Miner level 5. So both of those are 11 days and 12 hours. I'll just swing the hammer on the Hog Rider to save myself Dark Elixir for a Queen upgrade, and then we can put the Miner back down for upgrade. When we look at the timeline, this is what the timeline looks like with the Barbarians, Miner level 4, and Miner level 5 finishing up around the time that Clan War League starts. Now, when we jump into the next tab, prepare yourself for a level of nerdiness that you've possibly never seen before. There's nothing wrong with this. You just have to play it smart and be efficient. We're going to look at the builders, and this is where things get a little crazy with all these different blotches and stuff. If you remember my goal from the beginning of the video, I did mention that I want to have a full capacity army before the start of Clan War Leagues. That means all 4 army camps finished and having 260 housing space, which is the equivalent of an entire Town Hall 11 army. That also includes the Eagle Artillery upgrade before the Clan War League starts. So when we look at this blotch of mess, it looks all kinds of crazy, but we got 5 different builders going on here, and I have the army camp spaced out. That way I have those 10-day upgrades not going at the same time. That way we can continue to upgrade things in between. 2 builders are really focused on the Archer Queen to get her as far along as possible prior to the Clan War Leagues, as well as the Grand Warden. Now, you'll also see at the top of the list we have the Eagle Artillery, but that's only level 1. We will not be able to upgrade it to level 2 prior to the Clan War Leagues because we need to upgrade our gold storages. That way we can do that level 2 upgrade at 10 million gold instead of 8 million gold. So we got 3 of the storages inserted in there between some of these upgrades, the Clan Castle and the next army camp. and we also have the remaining elixir storages. That way we don't have to worry about that capping out later on. Now with the Archer Queen, you're going to notice that we got level 43, level 44, and level 45. This means that my Archer Queen will be level 45 for the Clan War Leagues, and once I have finished my attacks for my 8 stars, I will have the Dark Elixir again saved up to put her back down for upgrade to level 46 to prep for that next cycle of Clan War Leagues, to include the Grand Warden. So the Grand Warden's got multiple levels going on here, so he should be a level 10 prior to the start of Clan War Leagues. That's 2 levels on his ability. And once the Clan War Leagues are finished, or at least I've finished my attacks for the 8 stars, I will also be putting him back down for level 11 to start the cycle all over again. So this is just the plan right now. I will be building off of this plan in the future. You'll see that I have the Dark Barracks listed in there after the Archer Queen to try to start getting some things upgraded or unlocked there with the Ice Golems. But if I have not mentioned it before, this site is linked down in the description below for you if you would like to take a look at it and try it out for yourself. It's very easy to use, and it's also a very good, efficient way to kind of monitor your upgrades and try to stay on path with your particular goals. So what I will say about this Town Hall level is it's going to be very challenging. We got a long road ahead of us when it comes to Town Hall 11, and it's only going to get worse once we get to Town Hall 12. It's going to be a lot more challenging than anything that we ever dealt with down in the previous Town Hall levels, because in relation to those, it's quite easy. But the cycle has started all over again when it comes to getting the loot back again and getting ready for the next upgrade. So I'm going to finish out the video on this final attack on this very dead base with a lot of cheese. We got a lot of loot going on here. Now, we do not have our Grand Warden, but we did bring a battle blimp, and after yesterday's conversation, we showed you all these armies with no clan castle troops and no heroes and no super troops for a reason, for a lot of you guys out there that just can't get them or you don't want to get them. Let's go ahead and drop a baby dragon there to get roasted by that air defense, but it's going to get the it got the elixir. Outstanding, good job there. So let's go ahead and drop these baby dragons around to speed this up and finish up this video just like this. Where is the rest of our elixir? I think the rest of it's over here on the right side. Yes, it is. Oh my goodness, this loot is beautiful. Uh-oh, we just triggered the we just triggered the town hall. Get rid of the town hall. We're going to save that battle blimp for the next raid. I do have a live stream happening in a few hours, so we're going to be back to farming yet again and try to get the resources that we need for our future upgrades, because all those upgrades are incredibly expensive, but we can do this. Let's go and grab this eagle so we can contribute to an achievement. I think maybe. Are you guys going to be strong enough? Come on. Oh, oh my gosh, there is a dark elixir in there. Oh my goodness, I just got a little bit sidetracked. Come on, baby dragons. Can you get in there and get that dark elixir at least? We still need dark elixir for the next Archer Queen upgrade, so we need to try to prepare for that. See if we got enough baby dragons to get the job done. Can you take out this dark elixir before the air defense wins? Oh, so close. Oh my gosh, are you kidding me? Oh my gosh, baby dragons. You guys suck sometimes. You go wherever you want to go. All right, we are done. That is it. And on that note, I do believe that that's going to wrap us up for today, guys. It's a lot of information. It really and truly is when it comes to purchasing items in your league shop and then applying it on your base, and what's the overall plan and what direction are you trying to go on your bases. We all have a different approach, whether you're playing Town Hall all the way through or you're trying to rush up your bases. That is a completely different beast in its own. If you enjoyed our content, make sure you leave a like on the video and subscribe if you have not done so already. And if you like watching us every single day, turn on those notifications. If you want to see this series from the very beginning, or you want to see the Rush Base series, which is kind of crazy, click one of those links over there, and we will see you in the next one, guys. Take care.